Yo, welcome to another episode of A Chapter a Day to Keep the Devil Away. I am Tenaya Shea, and this is the place where we read a chapter of the Bible every day until we finish the entire thing. Today we're going to be reading Genesis chapter 37. If you didn't read Genesis chapter 36, go do that. All right, let's get started. Joseph's dreams. So Jacob settled again in the land of Canaan, where his father had lived as a foreigner. This is the account of Jacob and his family. When Joseph was 17 years old, he often tended his father's flocks. He worked for his half-brothers, the sons of his father's wives, Bilhah and Zilpah. But Joseph reported to his father some of the bad things his brothers were doing. Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So one day Jacob had a special gift made for Joseph, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because their father loved him more than the rest of them. They couldn't say a kind word to him. One night Joseph had a dream. And when he told his brothers about it, they hated him more than ever. "Listen to this dream," he said. "We were out in the field tying up bundles of grain. Suddenly, my bundles stood up, and your bundles all gathered around and bowed low before mine." His brothers responded, "So, you think you will be our king, do you? Do you actually think you will reign over us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dreams and the way he talked about them. Soon, Joseph had another dream, and again he told his brothers about it. "Listen, I have had another dream," he said. "The sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed low before me." This time he told the dream to his father as well as to his brothers. But his father scolded him. "What kind of dream is that?" he asked. "Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow to the ground before you?" But while his brothers were jealous of Joseph, his father wondered what the dreams meant. Soon after this, Joseph's brothers went to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. When they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, "Your brothers are pasturing the sheep at Shechem. Get ready and I will send you to them." "I'm ready to go," Joseph replied. "Go and see how your brothers and the flocks are getting along," Jacob said. "Then come back and bring me a report." So Jacob sent him on his way, and Joseph traveled to Shechem from their home in the valley of Hebron. When he arrived there, a man from the area noticed him wandering around the countryside. "What are you looking for?" he asked. "I'm looking for my brothers," Joseph replied. "Do you know where they are pasturing their sheep?" "Yes," the man told him. "They have moved on from here, but I heard them say, 'Let's go on to Dothan.'" So Joseph followed his brothers to Dothan and found them there. Joseph sold into slavery. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they recognized him in the distance. As he approached, they made plans to kill him. "Here comes the dreamer," they said. "Come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns. We can tell our father a wild animal has eaten him. Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." But when Reuben heard of their scheme, he came to Joseph's rescue. "Let's not kill him," he said. "Why should we shed any blood? Let's just throw him into this empty cistern here in the wilderness. Then he'll die without our laying a hand on him." Reuben was secretly planning to rescue Joseph and return him to his father. So when Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off the beautiful robe he was wearing. Then they grabbed him and threw him into the cistern. Now the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. Then, just as they were sitting down to eat, they looked up and saw a caravan of camels in the distance coming toward them. It was a group of Ishmaelite traders taking a load of gum, balm, and aromatic resin from Gilead down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain by killing our brother? We'd have to cover up the crime. Instead of hurting him, let's sell him to those Ishmaelite traders. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood." And his brothers agreed. So when the Ishmaelites, who were Midianite traders, came by, Joseph's brothers pulled him out of the cistern and sold him to them for 20 pieces of silver. And the traders took him to Egypt. Sometime later, Reuben returned to get Joseph out of the cistern. When he discovered that Joseph was missing, he tore his clothes in grief. Then he went back to his brothers and lamented, "The boy is gone. What will I do now?" Then the brothers killed a young goat and dipped Joseph's robe in its blood. They sent the beautiful robe to their father with this message: "Look at what we found. Doesn't this robe belong to your son?" Their father recognized it immediately. "Yes," he said, "it is my son's robe. A wild animal must have eaten him. Joseph has clearly been torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his clothes and dressed himself in burlap. He mourned deeply for his son for a long time. His family all tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "I will go to my grave mourning for my son," he would say. Then he would weep. Meanwhile, the Midianite traders arrived in Egypt, where they sold Joseph to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Potiphar was captain of the palace guard. My takeaway is none of the actions taken by Joseph's brothers were right or reasonable at all. It is reasonable for favoritism to breed contempt. What we do with that is on us, right? We aren't responsible for a parent taking favorably to one of our siblings more so than the others. We're not in control of the dreams that come to one of the siblings about us, maybe from God, maybe from their own pride. We don't know, right? And so I think how the brothers are engaging with Joseph in real time, reasonable in the sense that contempt makes sense based off of the circumstances around them. Their actions are terrible. You shouldn't do that to your brother. Maybe have a conversation with your dad. I don't know if they did or not, but Jacob also, don't be that way. Yes, he's the miracle baby and all this stuff, but that can just do so much harm. And obviously we see the harm that all of this, that comes up from all of this, stemming from Jacob's favoritism and Joseph's inability to read the room. Maybe don't tell your brothers that dream. Maybe tell your dad, or maybe he's just telling them innocently. I don't know. You can't really read the tone in all of it. Maybe Joseph is a little arrogant. Maybe Joseph is a little naive. Either way, it's not your fault that you're getting the dreams, but maybe, have a little more discernment about who you tell them to. But it seems that his dad wasn't super receptive of it either, outside of his scolding prompted curiosity and not contempt. Whereas with the brothers, it breeded more contempt. I don't know. It's just very interesting. I think this is a very classic case of what not to do, and also how not to respond to conflict. There are better ways to respond to conflict, and I think we all know that. Slavery is a terrible thing. Doesn't matter what version of it is or what era. Don't do that. It's pretty clear. Pretty clear. Even Reuben. It's like Reuben wanted to do the right thing, but in the face of doing the right thing, he tried to assuage the situation by saying, "Hey, let's do a lesser bad thing so that I can really fix it later," instead of saying, "I'm the older brother. Hey, this is the time for me to be a leader and say, hey, this is wrong. We shouldn't harm my brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. Let's talk to our dad and let's hash this out as a family." Instead of doing what he did, which then made more space for them to sell the brother into slavery instead of being able to protect him, when he should have just protected him outright instead of trying to protect him behind the scenes. So, yeah, the right thing is often simple. It's not always easy, but it is often simple. The right thing in this regard was way simpler than what took place in this chapter. So, do the right thing. Do the simple thing, which is the right thing. Anyway, Love y'all. And I've been like rattling my keys because I'm about to go. Love y'all. Peace.